Jai Hind to all. Welcome back to my IT tutorials. And today I'm going to start the session 4 of your unit 2 of IT 402. And this chapter is one of the important chapter out of the spreadsheet. I feel so. So I hope you all will enjoy and you will learn something very beautiful and creative, and that is what macros we are going to talk. Now macros in a spreadsheet is basically one of the feature that spreadsheets or OpenOffice calculator provides us to perform certain task which is required the lot of steps together to follow, to record it together, and you can just play that macro and it will perform the all tasks together. It means once I have need to do something which needs more than one steps to be again followed to perform it, again and again doing that will be definitely a cumbersome process for anyone. So macros as a feature, as a tool with us in a spreadsheet, which allows to record each and every keys and action that you want to perform together, and you can save it with a unique name and later you can play it to do the same. For an example, suppose I want to create a chart. Now to create a chart in Excel, we have to select the data, we have to go to the insert, then the chart, then the sub chart, and then we have a range on which you want to create the chart, and the other again like steps which are required to be followed. So 8 or 10 steps we have to perform to create a chart in Excel. Again and again, if I have to create the chart and again these steps are required to be followed, we are human being, we can commit the mistake because you all know you are a human. And to avoid that errors of human being to perform the same task again and again can be avoided by the help of macros. So macros reduce our burden to take the more than one steps again and again to perform the same task. Do once, use it again and again. Second, it takes less time to perform the second time onward. Only one time you have to record the keys and actions, and next time you can play and you can see the wonder. Third is, it also reduces the chances of error of a human being that may happen once we will do the same task again and again, and it's more efficient also, it's a handy also, and like a magic you can perform your action, and that is what macros is. So basically we'll see what macro is, how to record a macro in a spreadsheet, how can play the macro to get that effect, and then how you can write a function by the help of macro, how you can pass an argument to the function, on the basis of that function will work, and many more like sorting the columns in a spreadsheets or a calculator through the macro that we'll also see. Now I'm going to share my screen and I hope you'll enjoy this video. Kindly see it carefully, observe it keenly, and try to do at home step by step whatever I'm going to show now. Just wait, I'm sharing my screen now. Now to see how a macros are required to be recorded in the Excel, first of all, you just again open the OpenOffice calculator where you have to perform this. So I'm just opening the OpenOffice, and under that I'm just clicking on the OpenOffice calculator. Now this will take you to the calculator, and now either open a file or you have to create a new file. Choice is yours again. So I'm just opening a file where I'll perform these actions, because if I'll start again creating, it will take some time. So simply I'm trying to open a file. Just wait. It is not responding, so just again close it and start again OpenOffice. So simply you have to click on the OpenOffice, then the calculator, and after opening it, just again say cancel, just have a new file. Now we are in Untitled 1 OpenOffice calculator. Now if you would like to open a file in which you want to perform the actions where some data should be there, just click on the open and select a file that you want. I have a file on desktop. I'm just again opening the same file for you all guys. And my file name was 134. Let's see, 134. This is Excel file. I'm opening this file in calculator. And now you have some data, as you can see, 134.xls. And now I'll show you how to record a macro. And then through that macro, I'll make some changes. So first and foremost, you have to open the document where we must have some data on which you'd like to record a macro, and then you'd like to play it. Now go to the Tools menu, and under the Tool menu there is a macro, and under the macro there is a record macro. So what you have to do, you have to click on the tool as it is already open, click on the tool, then under the tool you will get the macros, and under the macros there is a record macro. This is the steps you have to follow to create a new macro, and you have to start recording a macro. So I hope these steps must be very clear to all. So simply, again I'm showing you, just click on the tools and click on the macros, and under the macros click on the record macro. As a moment you'll click on the record macro, what you're going to see, there is a options already there, stop recording. It means you are already in the recording mode. Now make the changes whatever you want to do, this all will be recorded. Now I have selected this data, and then I'm formatting this data. I'm making it bold. Then I'm changing the size of it 14, and the color of this also I'm changing with something like a yellow. Now what you have seen, some modifications I have done that has been already recorded in this macro. The moment you would like to finish this macro, just click on the stop recording. Moment you'll click on the stop recording, a new dialog box will come where it is asking about the macro name. You can give any name to this macro that further you can refer to run it. So I'm giving it my new macro, MAC. So I've given my new macro. Mind it, you cannot give any space between the macro name. If you'll give my space, new space, MAC, it will give you an error. So keep that in mind. Once you are assigning the name to the macro, it should be together or there should be underscore. And it should be unique one in one context. It means same name macro should be not again existing one. So my new Mac is a name that I had given. Click on the save. Now one macro I already saved. Now you can go to the any again sheet, like the sheet 2 I'm here, sheet 1 I had the data, and in sheet 2 just again type something like a Gagan, Mohan, Hari, Geeta. These are the few names as you can see. Now I want to try the macro effect in this sheet, which is a plain sheet where there is no formatting. And I want the formatting that I recorded in that macro to take place here. So simply you have to select the data on which you want to again have the macro effect. Go to the tools, say macro, and say run macro. Since I have already recorded, now we haven't need to go to the record macro. Click on the run macro. As a moment you will click on the run macro, you will be in the dialog window, new dialog window, from where you have to select the macro name. So click on the My Macros. Under the My Macro there is a standard options. Under the standard there is a module. Click on the module. You will see the name of your macro, My New Macro. Select it and run it. The moment you will run, what you have seen, the color of the text has been already formatted accordingly the macro I recorded. So this is the task of the macro. Instead of selecting it and going for the bold and changing the color and changing the size, what I did, I just select this, I went to the another sheet, I selected the data on which the formatting is required to be done according to my macros, and that I run simply that macro, and macro has given me that effect. So that is what purpose of macro is. So lump sum task or any task where you have more than one steps, if you want to record it and you want to play it later without again individually performing that task, you can simply record a macro. So I hope what is macro and how to record a macro and how to run a macro that you have seen. Now next option is, after running a macro feature is already over, using macro as a function. Now, how to use a macro as a function? You may have used many functions in Excel, like a sum function generally used to find out the summation of any set of number, and likewise max function gives us the max, mean gives the mean. Now, if you want a macro should act like a function for you, you can do the same just to go to the tools, and under the tools there is a macro, under the macro there is an organized macro, and under the organized macro there is an OpenOffice Basic. Click on it. After clicking on it, you go to the edit. Once you will click on the edit, you will be in another dialog window or in a window where we have code written. Actually, once we record a macro, basically the macro is stored as a stored procedure or as a functions inside the spreadsheet or calculator. And here is the code that has already again recorded. Now, I have to create my own function. To create my own function in a macro, what you have to do, you just come to any again like a blank space. Don't keep your mouse inside any sub or end sub or maybe the function or inside function. That's why I created a space. Now I just click the enter key before the sub and I made a space to write my function. Now, to create a function, if you want in through the macro, you have to simply write function, function, and function name. Suppose I'm saying mine fun. This is the function I want to create. So what I have to do, I have to write the function word function. As you can see, it's a blue line. And then the function name, that up to you, anything you can give, but after that you have to give the open close bracket. Now this open close bracket means it's an indication of you are writing a function. Press enter and then you have to write something inside it. Now you just write whatever you like to write. Suppose with this function mine fun, this is my name of the function, you want something, so you just say equal to and then whatever the value you want, just for example equal to and say hi guys, how are you? This I have written. It means under this function, mine function, I'm trying to give a value to this function. Ki once someone will use this function, it should show you, hi guys, how are you? And then press enter and end the function by just writing end and function function. Now this is a code to write a function name. In my case, it is min fun, open close bracket. This is a indication I am writing a function, then inside it I have written min fun. This is my function name, open close bracket, equal to the value that I want to be displayed, and end function means here I am closing the code. Now after this, save it. You can simply say Ctrl S, your macro will save and cross it. Now in this sheet anywhere you can write equal to mina and fun, my function. I hope the same I have written and open close bracket and enter. What you're seeing here, I'm just increasing it if you're not able to see. I just typed, if you will click here in this cell, I have typed equal to min fun. This is my macros function name that I've just created. And at the moment I entered, it is showing me, hi guys, how are you? It means I'm using a function that I've just created through the macro. Similar like once you use a sum function, it helps us to find the summation of the number that you pass. But this function is without any argument. Now, if I want to create a function which will accept an argument like a sum function or max function or mean function, that can be also done. Now I'm showing you the same, how to create a macro which will create a function which may accept argument from the user and it will work on it. Mind it, arguments are the value that you pass to a function within the bracket at the moment of writing that function. So that once you'll use it, you have to pass the same as a value. Now, again go to the tool. Now to just create a function which may accept an argument in Excel, just go to the tools and say macros. Under the macros, organize macro, and under the organize macro there is OpenOffice Basics, and click on edit. Now here you have to write a function. That function may accept an argument. For that I'm going to write it. So come anywhere after the end function and start writing the code. As you can see here, I'm writing a function. So function and function name basically we write. I'm going to write function 3. This is the name of my function, and inside the bracket say optional any value you want to pass. So Z is my value that I'll give as an argument. Press enter, and then same function name, that is fun3 equal to Z star Z I'm doing. Means whatever the value I'll give, it will simply multiply that with the same number. So I'm writing here Z star Z, and press enter and say AND function. Now it means I have written a separate function here, as you can see. Now just see it carefully. I've written function name, and under bracket argument I want to pass, so optional Z. Z is just variable name, you can give anything. Optional is a keyword, OPTIONAL you have to write. Here you can say X, A, B, C, any variable name you can give. Whatever variable you are giving, same you have to use it here. So in second line, after pressing the enter, I'm writing the function name, that is fun3 equal to Z star Z. Means whatever value I will pass, it will simply, you can have any work. It's not that the star Z is only supposed to be written. You can say Z plus Z, you can say Z divided by Z, you can say Z minus Z. So choice is yours. You can say Z plus Z plus Z, and AND function, because function you have started, here I am closing the function. Now fun3 is the name of the function, as you are seeing. Simply saved it. So press the Ctrl S. I saved this macro, and now I'm going to run this macro. Now see, close it. And your function name is fun3, as you can see here, fun3, and it will accept an argument. So come anywhere, write a function name, that is fun3 is my function name. I have written equal to fun3, and then any parameter that you want. Suppose I have passed the parameter 8 as a value of Z, and press enter. What you're seeing here, it has multiplied 8 into 8, 64. Since inside the function I have written just Z star Z, that's why the impact of that 8 into 8 you are getting here. If you run again with a different value, it will give you the different again value also, like fun3 under bracket, if I'm saying 4, now it should give me the 16 only, because 4 into 4. So this is how you can run a function which may accept an argument, how it is accepting it, like a sum or like a max ready-made function of the Excel through the macro. So this is how the macro can be used to write a function which may accept an argument and it will return a value. Now sorting the column using a macros. This is the last again topic. Now to sort out the data, take any example. I'm just changing this color because it's not maybe visible to you all. So let it to be black. Now I want to sort this data. So maybe this teachers on duty name I want to sort. And these are the column, as you can see. I'm making it bold. This is already bold. The rest of the data you can make it normal. Select this data and let it to be normal. Now, to sort out the data through the macro, first you do that and then you can try on other data. So for example, just go to the tools and say macro and say record macro. I'm recording a new macro. A stop recording macro button came, it means recording is going on. Now, to sort out the data, what do you do generally? You just select the data. So I'm selecting it and I'm going to the data. These all are recording. And then say sort. It is asking me on what you want to sort the teachers on duty field and ascending order. Say okay. Now as you can see here, Miss Anjali, Miss Manpreet, Miss Monica, Miss Napreet, it's in order, alphabetical order, the teachers on duty has been already. Now stop the macro. Now I want to again check it for other cell. It is asking to save it. Just give any name that you like to. Foo. Foo is the name I want to give, F-O-O, Foo, and save it. Now macro is saved. Now you want to change this block again column, since it's a Sandipni block only, so there is no again need to change it. Suppose on other data you want to perform. Let's come to the other sheet. Now as you have seen how to arrange the data by the help of a macro, that is column sorting, and H column has been already sorted out. Now if you want to again run the same macro to sort out the data in the other sheet, you can go to the any sheet, for example in the sheet 2, and the same column you have to again use, and range also should be the same. As you can see in the sheet 1, my range is H3 to H13. This Nisha Sharma I haven't taken, so till 13 it is. So go to the sheet 2, and I have feeded some of the data that is not in order, and I'm using the H3 to H13, and A, C, B, D, F, G, E, L, M, N. As you can see, this data is not in order. Now I want to just again run a macro to arrange it, what I already did in the previous sheet, that is sheet 1. Now select the column, that data you want to arrange, or that data you want to arrange in order, and go to the tools, say macro, and say run macro. Since I have already created the macro, so just click on the standard, and under the standard there is a module. Click on the module, and foo is the name that I use to arrange the data in an order in the sheet 1. So just select the foo and run it. The moment you click on this, what you are seeing here, that this column has already arranged A, B, C, D, E, F, G, L, M, N. And this is how you can use a macro to arrange or order a data in a particular column. So with this, I'm able to finish this chapter completely, that is how to create a macro, what is macro, how to record a macro, how to edit the macro, and how to use a macro to write a function. We have also again seen how to create a function which may accept an argument, and how to use that function, and how to use a macro to arrange the data in a column. So kindly watch this video carefully, and again if it is required, kindly watch it and go through one by one steps to create a macro, and I hope easily you'll be able to do it. And if you feel this video is excellent, to want to help you to learn this macro, so kindly subscribe it, like this video also, so the next arrival of my video will be known to you instantly without delay. Thank you all.